Hi, welcome to Survival Skills. Today I would like to talk a little bit about flowers because I want to make this a flower and dye and carpet and dyed leather armor and anything to do with dyes and colors barn. So I need flowers and I needed flowers. And so I decided to go explore. What is that? Oh, it's a sheep. I decided to go explore and um, this is not a setup. I did not know what I was going to find in this direction. I can't use the world seed or anything from this world. I don't know what it is. So I wasn't using chunk base or anything. I just want you to know this is survival. I'm serious about it. So I went 3,500 blocks in that direction because I'd already been 3,000 blocks in that direction, all of the way to the ocean in that direction. And I just don't care to go in this direction because that's where spawn is. And I think more people have gone that direction. And I don't want to be out there with everybody else competing for resources. So I went north. And I went around 3,500 blocks north. And I found a village. Now I'm going to make a path to go there. And I'll probably do another tunnel to it as well. But for right now, just so that we can do the video, I'm going to use my home command to pop over there. I think it'd be more fun to ride a horse, but I don't have the road built yet. It's going to take several hours to build that road. So I came north and I found this. I found this beautiful little village here. I've already knocked out all the grass. It was all overgrown and stuff, and I did just a little bit of terraforming. I might do more. I'm going to put a fence around it. So this is the old style Minecraft village because they haven't regenerated these chunks yet. And I don't think they're going to, especially, well, I don't know. The system administrator might do it later, but I'm here now. So they probably will never do it. Will never regenerate it. And I don't care. There isn't that much in 1.14 that I can't have here. I can do these workstations here. I can do the villager stuff here. They act the same. Everything's the same. The only thing that's different is the village generation, and I like this village. So I found it. I walked up on this village, and on the other side of this village is what I was looking for. There's a flower biome over here. So there's this a really nice looking lake. So I'm going to take full advantage of this view. This here is just to keep the villagers safe. I wanted to make sure I preserve some, so I've got 7 villagers in there. But at a very minimum, this wall is going to come out, and I'm going to change it to maybe, I don't know, leaves with glass with something on top of that, so that you have this nice view of this lake. This is a beautiful view. And actually, really this whole thing, I might just pull this whole thing out and do some kind of a nice build right here that has this view. This could be a house. I'm going to live in the Minecraft house over there for now, but this might be a good place to build a house. So flowers. We want to talk about flowers. So if we come over here, the thing I wanted to talk about flower-wise was where to build a flower farm. I'm going to want a flower farm. You can't just come out and pick all the flowers. I like to, you could, but that's not my style. I like to have renewable sources. And if I'm going to get serious at all about making all these wonderful things like banners and dyed armor and carpet and things like that, then I'm going to need a renewable source of flowers and dyes. So I want to build farms. I wanted to do this previously, and I went to look for videos, and I found tons of videos on, and a lot of them were remakes of the same video, just similar concepts being redone by various YouTubers, just like I do. I use other people's ideas. The thing about it was that they were all focused on mechanics, on all this gee whiz, um, you know, mechanics like dispensers and bone meal being shot from dispensers, and using water buckets and dispensers and using pistons to move dirt back and forth. And they did tutorials on how to build farms that did all that, but there was virtually no discussion on where to put those farms. And then there were some videos that just demonstrated to me a misunderstanding about flowers in general. I mean, especially looking back, now that I understand more about flowers, those videos sent the wrong message. They sent the message that if you just make a big patch of dirt and bone meal the heck out of it and then shake it, you'll get, flowers, and you'll be happy, and you'll live happily ever after with oodles and oodles of flowers. And they even make statements like that, The fact is that if you don't build that farm in the right place, you're not going to get anything except whatever grows in that place. See, flowers in Minecraft are mapped to blocks. So each one of these blocks right here has got a flower mapped to it. That block will only grow one type of flower. Now, there might be some exceptions that I haven't found yet, but in the experiments I've done, that's been the case. And it's not necessarily always going to be the flower that you see when you walk up to it. So, like, that's got a purple flower on it. Let's say that I want to build a farm. Let's say that I come over here and I see that I've got a bunch of pink tulips over here. So I think I'm going to build a big farm that's just going to give me pink tulips. So I build this farm with all the fancy bone meal and the shakers and all that, and I shake it up. I might be in for a rude awakening. Now, I might get lucky, but let's say that let's just test this. Here's a pink tulip. I have no idea what I'm going to get out of this block. This is what was here when I walked up. Let's see what I get. I'm going to bone meal it. Am I going to get a pink tulip? No. Now, I really didn't know what I was going to get. I could have gotten a pink tulip, but I didn't. So now that I've bone mealed it, I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get that. I'm not going to get anything but this. I can bone meal this all day long. I'm going to get that. I'm not going to get a pink tulip ever again on that block. All I'm going to get is that and grass. And I really didn't plan this, the timing. It's just planned into what I'm saying perfectly, okay? So once you bone meal it and test it like this, you know what you're going to get. So you need to go and build yourself, use bone meal, and map out the blocks that you're considering building your farm on. Like if I was looking for pink tulips, I'd be thinking twice about this location. I would go around and I would do other blocks and see what I got on those other blocks. I might be willing to accept some of these white flowers as long as I get a bunch of pink tulips along with them. So here I got a pink tulip. I'd be saying, oh, well, maybe, this might be okay. And likewise, just because there's a white flower on the block next to me, it doesn't mean it's going to be a white flower every time. Maybe it'll be a pink tulip after I bone meal it a few times. So let's try this a few times. And I shouldn't be hitting the block because I'm going to break the block. And you can see you go through a lot of bone meal. So this is only, okay, pink tulip. Let's try this one and then we'll call it good. I'm just curious. What am I going to get out of this block? Now, once you've mapped the flowers, then of course you don't want to do one block at a time. You want to do 8 blocks or however wide the bone meal will spread. So let's see what this is going to be. So, if you're going to do a flower farm, have a source of bone meal, have yourself a mob farm, because it's going to take a ton of bone meal. Okay, so I got a white, what did I have there before? I forgot what I had. Oh, it was a white flower. So pink tulip, and then whatever this is, okay? So I would go through and I would map, see how far out the bone meal goes? It goes way out from where I was bone mealing. So then what you want to do is you want to map out a large area, like go 8 blocks. So from here, I'd go like 4 blocks that way, 4 blocks that way, 3 or 4. You can figure it out. Just break out a bunch of flowers, right? Give yourself a nice wide area here so you won't be fooled. And you can get an approximate idea of how big you need to make your farm. So here, let's take that out, take that out, take that out. So you just plop down some bone meal, point at a block, and hit it. So it went all the way over to here actually. So I think it's like, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 for sure. But see, it's all clumped in here. So what's this, a 5 by 5, 6 by 6, something like that? You can experiment for yourself. So then you could make a farm on these blocks here, and what you would do is you could outline it, and then you go through and you map each one of these blocks the way we just did, and you figure out what kind of flower is going to be on that block. And then you could stand back and you could look at it and decide whether you want to put your farm there or whether you need to go explore some more and find a better location for it. And that is something that you don't get in a lot of the other videos, is that you have to go test and you have to make your flower map, or you're not making a flower map, but you have to identify what you're going to get out of a section of land, and then choose a location. Location is important for flowers. Then you can decide on the technology that you want to use. Now, my opinion on technology is you're going to have to build many small farms if you want a good variety of flowers. You're going to have to go test, and you're going to locate small patches that have the flowers that you want, and then you're going to need to make farms where the flowers are. You have to go to the flowers. They're not going to come to you. So having to make many smaller farms, I don't want to invest a lot of technology like in the shaker style farms with the pistons and shooting bone meal into the ground with dispensers and all that craziness. What I would do is I would come up to this spot right here. Let's say that I want to put my flower farm right here. I would put a frame around it so that and then I would have a wall back here that I could splash water against, and I might put some water dispensers back here. Put some dispensers back here that'll spit out the water for me, and then run a redstone line up the side on the outside of the wall, and then across the back into those dispensers, and put a button right there. And then I would walk up here and I would bone meal it. Then I would hit the button and flush it. And I would bone meal, hit the button, and flush it. Now if I wanted to get a little bit fancier, it's not much more expensive, I would put some dispensers up front here and run those into a chest so that when I flush, it's going to flush everything into the chest for me, so I don't have to run around and pick it up. That's where I'd stop. I wouldn't go any further than that. That's my style. You may decide you want something fancier, but that's how I would do it. If you're on a server and you're trying to provide, 8,500 flowers per hour, out of your flower farm, then go look at a video that will tell you how to do that. But I've looked and I haven't really found any that do that. Nobody has really paid that much attention to flowers. So maybe think about simpler, smaller farms in good locations, and you will be happy with the results that you get. Now I want to add a disclaimer. I've done some testing. I feel that I have a pretty good handle on this, but it's not exhaustive by any means. So I'm encouraging you to please take what I have to say and then go test for yourself and see if it stands up. And if it does, good, then move forward with your farm. And if you see something that I've left out, or you have something that you can give back on this, I would love to hear it. Drop a comment, because I really want to know more about the subject. So if there are limitations or gaps, I want to know what they are, and I don't want to push out wrong information on this channel. So I'm telling you what I think is right based on experimentation. I'm not a programmer. I don't know anybody that works for Mojang So I've had to experiment and observe and come to my conclusions. That's what I'm sharing with you, is my observations. Please do some experiments, make your own observations, and then consider sharing back to the community so that we can all benefit. Um, Let me catch a quick sleep, and I want to mention something about this location and about this server. Um, some people have expressed interest in playing on an SMP, and I just want to encourage those folks who are interested in maybe giving this SMP a shot. My experience has been that it's a really good server. They control the lag really well, and there are nice people on here. There are some master builders on here, and the server administrator has just been a super nice person to work with. We had an issue with animal breeding, and so I couldn't do my auto farms. And I mentioned it to the server administrator. And 5 minutes later, he was asking me, or she, I don't know if it's a male or female, they were asking me if they could do a reboot because they had found a fix that they wanted to test. So I got off the server long enough for the reboot, got back on, and now I can breed animals. So, the support has been fantastic on here, and the people on here have been great so far. So I highly recommend that you give this server a shot if you like to play SMP. And I have a personal interest in seeing more people that subscribe to get on here with me, come on here with me, and let's do some stuff together. I'm not trying to promote my channel. I just like to play on SMP with other people who are of the same mind as me. So maybe give it a thought, and I would love to see you come on the server so that we can do some work. We've got a beautiful biome here, lots of room for expansion, and we can build all around this place and interconnect it all. So that's my pitch, and I'll leave it there. Thanks a lot. If you liked the video, please click the like button, comments and questions below. Click the subscribe and the notification bell if you want to make sure that you don't miss out on future videos. And thank you so much. We went over 200 subscribers yesterday, and we're on our way up. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.